All right, let's get this workout started. We're gonna get started with some pull-ups first. We're gonna use our fat grips. What's up, baby? You want me to play with you? We're gonna use our fat grips to do our pull-ups, which is gonna significantly decrease how many pull-ups I can actually do. So we're gonna try the fat grips. Those are a lot harder to do pull-ups with, but we're gonna do it anyway. These are not easy to do pull-ups with, but they're gonna make us that much better. So for that reason, we're gonna use them. It's just hard to get these things on here. The only thing. All right. So we just picked these fat grips up, and we have tried them on pull-ups, and yeah, it drastically reduces how many number of pull-ups I can do using these freaking fat grips. I'll throw the ball here in a little bit, okay? Give me just a second. All right, here we go. Start the first set. You guys are gonna see I can't do as many pull-ups. For those of you guys who tune in regularly, you guys are gonna see I can't really do that many pull-ups with these fat grips on, but we're gonna try it anyway. It's way harder. Yeah, your grip starts to go when you try to do those grips, because your hands are basically like this, trying to grip the freaking railing, versus when you're like this doing a pull-up. So it's drastically harder to do them. But we're going to continue doing it. So we'll do another, as many as we can do. Give my body a little break. Go ahead and get back to it. So again, we have these fat grips, and now our hands are like this when we're doing pull-ups versus regularly clamping down this bar. But it's all right. It'll help us out. This is day 2 of using these fat grips. Not easy at all. So we did 5 there. But good morning to everyone. Good morning. Usually work out in the evenings. We've been working out in the evenings, but we are going to try to get this workout done early, if at all possible. I don't know what the heck my dog is barking at. It's been 30 seconds. We're still sore from yesterday. We did bench yesterday after we ran 3 miles at a tempo pace. I think we did 3 miles at around a 7:30 pace. Came over here, worked out, lifted, so I'm freaking sore. All right, it's been about a minute. Set 3. set 3. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can feel my grip wants to go using these fat freaking bar things. I can feel the grip wanting to grow, but I'm not gonna give up on it. And then it's harder because so it gets wider on this side here because the bar curves down and it doesn't close all the way. So when I'm doing pull-ups, my hands are like really open. They're just like this. So I'm really having to grip on this freaking bar. But this is our second time using the fat grips. They actually make some fatter than the ones I bought. But I can only imagine how hard that would be. And they make one even smaller than the ones I bought too. So I bought the ones, these are called the Pros, and the other ones I don't remember what they're called. And there's like an expert level, which is above this. So these are tough enough. But we'll see what kind of results we get on my forearms, my grip strength, and on my arms in general. I've seen a lot of reviews, a lot of people on Reddit, and a lot of people talking about these fat grips that increase their grip strength, increase their forearms, and then increase their muscle activation in their arms too. So we'll see if it's true or not. Set 4. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's that last one where I start to feel my grip starting to go. Let me go check what the dogs do with the ball. They're barking about it. Crazy, man. All right, I'm back. Give myself another 10-20 seconds. But yeah, we'll see what these fat grips do as far as developing the forearms, the grip, and the arms. So we'll see. Day 2 of using these things. Set 5, last set. And we're only doing 5 pull-ups. It drastically reduces how many pull-ups I can do. Just takes a lot more strength to keep myself pulled up there. So yeah, let's do this last one. Here we go. 2, 4, 5. Yeah, not easy. Next, we'll do some lat pulls. We'll take these with us. We're using them for almost every exercise that we can use them for. We're not using them on bench or anything like that. It's just mainly going to be for the exercises that they really get applied for, so we'll be using them for that. But they do add a level of difficulty, which I'll show you guys right now. For those of you who have never seen these are the ones that go around the bar, and the bar keeps these things open. So right now they're closed, but when the bar is in there, it's about like so. So this is about how wide it actually is, maybe like that. So this is how it grips. It doesn't grip all the way. Your hands aren't gripped all the way. So I'll show you guys right now. They don't close all the way. This is not the regular bar, this is the regular bar. These actually closes all the way because it's a small little bar, but this one doesn't. That's what it looks like there. You got about a ½ inch gap here. And this is on a regular bar. This one, it does close all the way. It's not a regular size bar, but you're still gonna use it. It doesn't hurt. If I can get these things open. These things are actually pretty good rubber material, because I was debating whether I should get these that are like $30 or get the cheaper ones on Amazon that are like $10. In the end, I went with the more expensive ones because I didn't want the rubber to start cracking on these things every time you ever need to crack these things open to slip them on the bar. I also thought these might have better grip. So for that reason, we went with those. Let me pull these 25s off. And we'll put a 45 on there. Yeah, so that's the reason I went with these more expensive ones. Because I really, really didn't want to spend $30 for little pieces of rubber for the grip thing. But I thought, well, what if they're made out of different materials, and that's what's justifying the price on the things. So if I buy the cheaper ones, they're gonna start cracking, is what I thought. So that's the reason I bought the more expensive ones. Yeah, all right, set 6. Let me just move the bar out of the way. And then we'll start our lat pulls here. All right, here we go. I think this is the first time using these things for lat pulls though. Here we go. See how hard this is. It's actually not that hard, so I'm gonna slide these things down and see how that feels. Hey, it's raining, or it's drizzling right now. I'm gonna see how they feel if I slide these things down a bit. These things are super tough to bend around all of this stuff. There we go. I think that might work out better. We'll see. We'll add some more weight too, because that wasn't that much weight. Felt pretty light. All right. We're almost there. The rain's coming down a little bit harder right now too. Freaking grips, man. They're tough though. They're tough to even get on. There we go. All right, now we're good. Looks a little goofy, but that's how we're gonna be gripping it now. Now it's about the size of a regular bar on the ends. So you see how they're still open. And so now that's what I have to grip on, which is a lot harder to do. All right, let me add some more weight to the machine. We'll do a 10 for right now, because we did increase the difficulty of pulling this thing down anyway, so. We'll just add a pin for right now. Increase the difficulty with weight and with the placement of these little deals here, the fat grips. Oh yeah, that's gonna be tougher. That is going to be tougher. All right, here we go. What's up, Sasha? What's up, big girl? Oh yeah, that's tougher. Come on. 10, 11. Yeah, I feel that on the forearms for sure now. Yeah, the forearms feel it a lot more. Surprisingly, makes a difference. I didn't feel anything when we had it where we could grip it all the way closed, these little grips. Now we moved it to where there's a gap in the middle, so my hands are more out. And yeah, I felt it on the forearms. Huh, interesting. Just crazy that these little grips make that much of a difference. Mast! Who you talk with, sir? Talk with you guys. Car. Everyone's choosing car. Really, really, really. 8, set 8. So yeah, we're doing the workout usually a little earlier. We've been working on the evenings, but I have some things I need to get done throughout the day, so we're going to do this now. But yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My little girly girl. Let me add some more weight. It actually still feels a little light, so we'll put another 10. We'll add another 20 pounds to the thing in total, which I thought it was going to be a lot harder because I can't grip this thing the way I want to grip it. Alright, so we added an extra 20 pounds, so 21 pounds, 22 pounds. Those weights are 11 pounds each, which is hard to find weights like that, but we have them. I have some 33 pounders too. Those are the random numbers. Here we go, set 8 or 9, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I actually feel it more in the back on that one. I felt it more in my back with this one. With more weight and using these fat grips more than doing it regular without these grips too. So I have a bunch of electrolytes into that water. From yesterday we ran. Now we are currently building a pergola, a huge pergola. So we've been sweating pretty much all day yesterday. I'm sore from our workout. So we ran 3 miles, then we worked out in here, live streamed both of those, and then we started building a pergola after that, picked up all the lumber and all that good stuff. And so yeah, all day we've been sweating, so I feel like I'm low on electrolytes. So that's why we pumped some electrolytes into that water. Early in the morning, hopefully get a head start with electrolytes. But we're going to be doing the same thing, building after this. We're going to start building some stuff. But Yeah, it's gonna be a long day. Set 10. What's up, my little sushi? Here we go. Set 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more for good measure. What's up, Sashi? What's up, my big shasha washa? My little grumpy girl. My little Sashi. Alright, so we finished up those. Now we are going to do some pulls. Or some rows, I guess I should say. We're done with these on there. There we go. I think those things will start to give a little bit more once we break them in. Right now they're still new, so they're tough to be moving around. So we will do it on here. And I'll probably do some lower back stuff too after this. And here we use about right in here, so. Alright, there you go. And here you go. Alright, let's try this out. I'm going to rotate it ever so slightly. That way I can grip it like this. Alright, better. We're just going to throw a 35 on here. What's up, big Sasha? Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Alright, I'm going to put another 35 on that side. And we'll start doing our lower back after this too. See if the... Alright, here we go. MPH, welcome all the way from the UK. Welcome, man. Welcome to the live stream. We're here in Texas, USA. Set 11. Here we go. Again, we're using these fat grips that we just picked up. They make it a lot more challenging to work out when you use these things. It's just harder to grip stuff. My hands don't close all the way around the way they do on the regular bar. On the regular bar, I can get a good grip. With these fat grips, it takes a lot more just consistent, just pressure to make sure that this bar doesn't slip out of your hands. It's the only thing, but yeah, I can definitely feel it. The next day after we were using those, this is only the second day using these things, I was sore all in here, like right before the bicep and where the forearm begins. I was just sore, like bad, using these freaking grips. And I sound like a salesman for these things, but no, like they really challenge the grip in the hands and the arms. All right, here we go. Set 11. That one didn't feel too bad. This is our first time doing rows with them, but they didn't feel too bad with that. You want to throw the ball or what? Look at her freaking face, man. She likes to throw the ball in this hole that she has dug over there, and she just plays with it, digs, throws the ball further into the hole, and then that's why her face is all full of freaking dirt and mud and all that. Right? Yeah. And then once she gets bored doing that, then she'll bring the ball in here for me to throw it to her, or throw it out there for her. It's freaking funny. MPH, I need those grips. Fantastic for building grip strength. Yeah, that's what I've heard. that's the reason we bought him. I read a lot of reviews on different websites, Reddit, Walmart, Amazon, all over the place, read reviews on these things. A lot of people say that they work, so, I mean, so far, yeah, they challenge me in more ways than just gripping on the regular bar. The regular bar, I feel like I have some really good power on this freaking bar. With this thing, questionable. So, yeah, it makes a difference in how confident you feel with how much weight you can do too. It's lowered the number of pull-ups I can do. I use these for pull-ups now. Again, only a second day with them, but it's lowered the number of pull-ups I can do because my grip starts to go or my forearms start to feel like tired. So it has lowered the reps I can get done for sure. But I think I'm getting higher quality reps too, so I'm fine with it. Eventually we'll build up everything to where we can get back to doing the same amount of pull-ups we were doing. All right, here we go. I feel it more though. I feel it more on my lateral lats. I feel it more even on these. And right now we did lat pulls. I felt it more. I'm not sure of just the placement of how the hand grips it. I don't know, but I do feel it more than usual. So we'll see. Maybe I'm tired or something. I don't know. But I do feel it more. Train. 50-50, car and train. Yeah, so we were in Finland about a month and a half ago now at this point, maybe about a month, between a month and a half, somewhere in that time frame. We were in Finland, and a lot of people use the VR trains over there, which are super nice, super well kept trains. We really liked it, and but we talked to like a lot of people from local areas in the area, the region. But yeah, a lot of people use the trains, especially when they get a lot of bad weather with the snow and all that. Train was actually a pretty popular choice over there. And they're, like I said, they're really nice trains. They're not like run down or anything. All right, set 13. Yeah, like I was saying, the trains was a pretty popular way of getting around over there. Especially once you start getting into the northern part of Finland, which I don't even know if the train runs all the way through there. The farthest I think we took it was to like Rovaniemi, I think is where the last place we took it to, or something like that. And I think we ended up having to get on buses past that area, or I don't remember exactly, but I know we would pick it up in Oulu or even Helsinki, and then we would take it to Rovaniemi. But there's some places that the trains don't go to, and you usually have to be picked up at a bus stop, or you can rent a car and just drive. But being from Texas, I'm not used to that crazy cold, snowy weather, so we decided to take a lot of trains and buses, which were both really nice. All right, set 14. Here we go. The grip's starting to wear out now. Now that we've been doing this for a couple sets, grip's getting a little bit tired. Skank 6990. Got to slow it down on the negatives if possible. Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely try to do that. Slow control negatives really change the muscles for sure. I will definitely try to do that. The poll is at 4 votes. 75% say car, 25% say train. Yeah, it works fantastic for me always. Yes, for sure. For sure. Um, yeah, like I was saying, the trains and the buses, they're not like ours over here, where sometimes they're kind of run down. We have a lot of like Via buses in like San Antonio area, and they're kind of like ran down. But over there in Finland, the buses and the trains are actually super nice. We ate at the restaurants inside the trains, and they have sleepers, they have beds, they have all that good stuff in there too. And we take it for like 8 hours, 8 hour train rides. Super nice. Yeah, they have everything you want in there. All right, last set, 15. Here we go. Set 15. Now we will do some what I call good mornings for the lower back. We used to do these a lot for powerlifting, back when I used to do powerlifting in high school and in college for the lower back. I haven't done those in a while. I think we did it last week for the first time. But we're going to get this thing picked up. There we go. Bring this thing up. So normally I do it on this side, but since I'm going to be facing you guys on the camera, I will try to get it done on this side. That way I can walk out and look this way. Let's start with just warm up with the bar since we haven't done them. And I don't want to throw off my back so early in the morning either. But just to get the blood flowing to the lower back, we'll just start off with the bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be good. All right, now let's actually start the workout on those. So we will go with, let's go with a 10 and a 5 for now. We're gonna work our way up to a 25. Just to get back into it. Got some text messages going on right now, but can't look at them right now since we're in the middle of a workout. I usually just answer all the messages and calls after I get done doing whatever I'm doing. All right, set 16. These are good mornings. So we used to do a lot of good morning work, grip work, and straight leg deadlifts for the lower back. And that's what I was really good at, was squat and deadlift. Those are where I was really good at. But all right, here we go. Set 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. feels like a good weight there. We'll probably do the last 2 sets, maybe with a 25 on each. Set 16, we've got 4 more sets to go. It's getting really humid too. We've gotten a lot of rain here in Texas the last couple days. It's been pretty rainy. So now we just got a lot of humidity. Here, yesterday when I was running, for those of you guys who were not live yesterday, we ran 3 miles, but it was super foggy, so by the time I was done, my glasses were full of freaking water, moisture, and then it was just harder to breathe because I was running and all that moisture was getting up into my nose. So it left me just like doing all that, the sniffles all day because I feel like I had moisture up my nose. And I was running by a river, or alongside a river, so it was just moisture all over the place. But all right, here we go. Set 17. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 more sets. That's why we have a bunch of electrolytes in here. I was pretty much sweating all day. We ran 3 miles yesterday, came in here, worked out. After we worked out, we went and picked up some lumber and started building a pergola. Again, humidity all day. So I was just sweating the whole freaking day. So now we're gonna try to catch up on some electrolytes, hopefully. We'll see. And now we are sweating already again early in the morning. And we're going to probably be sweating all day again today. Isn't that right, Big Sash? Yes, yes. This is my little old girl. Right, yeah. My little old lady. Yes, yes. My little spoiled old lady. Alright, set 18. Spoiled little old lady. Man, that's just like using those grips for a little while. I'm like, man, this thing feels so much different with no grips on there. I feel like you can lift 1,000 pounds on that bar. You feel a lot more confident with it. Here we go. It's my drink. Yes, baby, I love you. 2, 3, 4. She's licking my sweat. It's freaking funny. 6, 7. She probably likes the salt, to be honest with you. I don't know. She does that occasionally. She'll come in here and just lick the sweat off my freaking legs and I'm working out. It's freaking funny. So 75% still say car. Still say car. So we'll go ahead and put a 25 on there for the last 2 sets. Yeah. And then, so we went to Iceland. The way to get around over there, they don't really have Ubers. They didn't really have, what's the other one, Lyft. In Europe, they use an app called Bolt. So I actually have the app downloaded because I use that one in Finland to get around like the main city hubs there. But in Iceland, they, set 19. In Iceland, they don't really have that kind of transportation as far as trains and all that. So we actually rented a car, and drove around for a little over a week. with a car. Snow, all that good stuff. And that was my first time driving in that kind of weather and snow. We actually ran into a snowstorm in North Iceland. Scary. I was freaking gripping that freaking steering wheel, freaking sweating bullets, man. I was terrified, but we got through it. And there's some mountains in Iceland that I had no idea, and they were fully iced over. It was pitch black when we were driving through there because the GPS rerouted us through that area, and it was terrifying. That's all I'm gonna say. It was freaking terrifying. I was shitting bricks, man. Not gonna lie. All right, here we go. Set 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, one more set. One more set of that and we're done. One more set of that. But yeah, Iceland was totally different. So quick, back to that little story. Where we were going through, it's called the One Ring Road or something like that. And it kind of winds off. And the GPS told us to take this left when we should have taken that right. And when we took that left, it took us through the mountains. It took us through the mountains in the middle of the night. And I thought when we first, you drove in there a couple miles and then all of a sudden it turned into like dirt road. I was like, well, maybe they're just doing construction, right? And on the GPS, it didn't really have the numbering on the highways. It was kind of sparse, so you really didn't know exactly where you're at. We should have gone on our phones now that I'm thinking about it, and maybe done like a satellite of the terrain or something, but that's an afterthought now. But anyways, it took us off there. We got onto the dirt road after running on that road for a few miles. And then we noticed we were climbing up and up and up. I was like, holy shit, like, I don't know if this is a construction road or this is like a regular dirt road. Turns out it was a regular dirt road, but once you got into like the backside of the mountains, it hardly gets sun. So we were climbing up all that side of the mountain, that hillside of the mountain, frozen over with inches of freaking ice. And the ice literally ran down the mountains and across the roads. And it was just like a sheet of freaking ice. I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. And there's no way for me to turn around on there because I'm already on the side of the mountain and it's a little road. So it's not like I can just go in the reverse and try to get myself out of there. That's risky. That's risky in itself, much less at night, much less with a little bit of ice already behind me. So I was like, oh shoot, man, we gotta go through this thing. So we went through it, and yeah, sure enough, somebody else followed us too, another tourist for sure, because they were driving like a tourist. And they were just following me. I was like, dude, don't follow me because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. But yeah, you could tell they were following us because they were clueless as well. But yeah, it was pretty freaking scary. Eventually we did get back onto a major highway and we ended up staying in this other somewhat biggish town for the area. When I say biggish, it's probably like, I don't know, maybe 8,000, 5,000 people population town. I really don't know how big it was, but that's my estimate. And we ended up staying there. But I was so glad once we found an actual freaking highway, man. Never been so happy to see a highway in my life because I thought we might be at the bottom of that freaking canyon and nobody would find us. But yeah, it was an experience. It's a good story for sure. Here we go, set 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Set 20. is Dunzos. Set 20 is Dunzos. But yeah, that was an experience for sure. Tell you guys another story. So we were in Bali which is in Indonesia, for about a month. And the first thing we learned in Bali was they mainly use motorcycles or mopeds to get around. So us being tourists, like, let's get in on this. Let's get a freaking moped. Let's get a little bike. Well, my girlfriend was scared to drive one herself, so she wanted to ride in the back behind me. Fine. Well, the people in Indonesia, they do that, but they're smaller. Like, I'm a big person in that area. Here in America, I'm considered like a small to medium person. But in Indonesia, I'm like a big person over there because they're not that big. They're small people. So those mopeds are more built for smaller people. And then my girlfriend is considered small or petite here, but she's considered like a bigger woman over there, but she's not. Or at least by our standards. So you have two overly large people considered over there in that country driving this freaking moped. So our first day that we got this damn thing, we were gonna go look at a house over there because I was gonna looking at buy one to Airbnb it out. So we were gonna go meet this realtor to go check out some houses. So it was gonna be another investment. So we ended up getting on this moped. We ended up driving from our hotel we were staying at. We drove, I don't know, maybe a mile or two, and we were coming around this turn. Well, in Indonesia, they don't have the laws that we have here. There's a little bit lawlessness to how everything is structured over there. So anyways, we're coming around this turn, and they were doing construction on the road, but they had put the sand on the road, on the highway, and some of that sand spilt over to the road. So they didn't have no barricades, there's no nothing, it's just there, right? And we're coming around this turn, so you can't see what's on that other side, but we're going, and we didn't realize that sand was on the road. So as soon as we hit that freaking sand, we just freaking skid, and all I ended up with was busted up knees. And then my girlfriend actually fell on top of me, so nothing happened to her. I was the cushion. And that was our first day of, we were there gonna be there for 30 days, 29 days or 30 days. And that was our first freaking day, and I already ended up with freaking busted knees. I was like, we're off to a great start. We're off to a freaking great start. But we got lucky because there was this, there was like some metal piping that was sticking out of the ground. I don't know what it was for, just like metal pipes that were sticking out. And had we landed like another 5 or 6 feet, we could have been impaled by those random freaking spikes on the side of the road. So we got lucky. All I ended up with was just busted up knees. And I have it on, I think I put it on YouTube. I think I put that stuff up on YouTube. It's probably about a year or two old now at this point, but yeah. Get back to the next set. We are going to do some, we already did lower back. We did pulls. We are going to do some ball slams. We'll do some ball slams next. Man, I swear, people text me all the time when I'm literally doing live streams. That's when people text me. It's like they know my phone's being used right now. All right, let's do this set 21. We're gonna do some ball slams. All right, here we go. Set 21 done. Set 21 is Dunzos. So we're at 80% car, 20% train. Wow. But yeah, that was our first day with our freaking motorcycle thing. And it was a smaller moped. We really didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. But by the end of the trip, we went to another island after that. And same thing, they use motorcycles to get around. But there, we got like a regular size motorcycle, bigger motorcycle. and that thing was freaking heavy to freaking maneuver, especially because some of those places are like super small and narrow, and it's not all paved. Sometimes you come up to like rocky areas, dirt areas, so sometimes you have to kind of push it. So that's when I found out this thing is heavy. That one was freaking heavy. But that was our last bike that we rented on another island. We went to a couple different islands. But yeah, let's go ahead and do the next set. It's like being back in construction, swinging that hammer. That's what it feels like every time I do ball slams. Which is, I didn't do specifically that, except every now and again. But I did work construction when I was in college. That's why I was able to afford college, because college is freaking expensive. All right, next set. That's 30 seconds. Set 23. Just want to hit that light up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Two more sets. Two more sets. Whew. All right. Got the heart rate up to 126. Doing ball slams. All right. Set 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more set and we're done. One more set and we're done. One more set. Heart rate's now at 118. Came down a little bit. Whew. Man, even now I've been running for about 7 months, 8 months, my heart rate has just been coming down. And it takes a lot for me to try to get my heart rate even over like 155. It takes a lot to get it up there. Before, when I started running, it would get all the way up to like 180. Anytime I would do a tempo run, my heart rate would get up to like 180. Now it hovers around 140, 145 with like a 7:30 pace. So huge difference what running can do. VO2 max is now like 55. I think it was at like 40 something, maybe 48, 49. It's crazy. But I feel great since started running. Whew. All right, set 25. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, that's set 25. We're donezos. Appreciate all of you guys, appreciate the conversations, suggestions. Those of you guys that took time out of your day to do the poll, much appreciated. Anyone who took time out of their day to watch the workout with me, we got your breath. Appreciate it. Thanks again. Like always, be careful, be good, take care, God bless. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.